everyone, my name is Vivian, and my group and I are going to present on the tropical dry forest biome. Tropical dry forests are located in Central and South America, Africa, and Southeast Asia, especially large parts of India, and the northern coast of Australia. Something interesting to note is that right here is where the equator lies, and tropical rainforests are actually on the equator, while tropical dry forests lie above and below the tropical rainforest or the equator. Some vegetation that grows in tropical dry forests include evergreen trees, deciduous trees, and semi-deciduous trees. A well-known tree is actually the acacia tree in Africa, which giraffes usually graze on. And tropical dry forests are made up of different layers of trees. So the top layer is usually deciduous or semi-deciduous trees, and these usually shed their leaves during the dry season, while the lower level of trees are evergreen, and they usually keep their leaves year-round. Agave, succulents, and columnar cacti are common in tropical dry forests. Some animals that are in tropical dry forests include the armadillos, jaguars, and sloths of Central and South America, aardvarks, lemurs, elephants, lions, hyenas, capuchin monkeys, and rhinoceros in Africa. Southeast Asia has Asian elephants, the kukri, and the orange-necked partridge, and the northern coast of Australia has Tasmanian devils, koalas, and several snake species.
Here we have the African wild dog, scientifically known as Lichen pictus. It is a carnivorous mammal native to sub-Saharan Africa. It is a species which once roamed all across Africa, but are now mostly found in the south and southeastern parts of the continent due to population decline. They can grow from 10 to 12 years of age, weighing between 40 to 79 pounds. Their diet consists of antelopes, gazelles, wildebeests, warthogs, rodents, and birds. They are a cooperative species, living and hunting in packs of 6 to 20 members. Both males and females look out after the young, and when members are weak or sick, they tend to share their food in order to help them build up their strength. Currently they are listed as an endangered species by the IUCN Red List, with an estimated population of 6,600. The cause of population decline is due to loss of habitat, disease, and being killed by farmers who want to protect their livestock from any potential threats.
Canis aureus, or the golden jackal, is an omnivorous animal within the dry forest biome. It often is known notoriously as the largest jackal species of its kind, with a life capacity of 8 to 16 years, often weighing in at 8 to 27 pounds depending on the age, and often in size of 3 to 4 feet. It often hunts animals of opportunity depending on the season. It often finds food and shelter when necessary and bundles in packs, which makes it much more easier to hunt and survive. It often gets its traits from imprinting and assisting other individuals in their pack for competition, as they're one of the most territorial creatures. This means they're very, very cautious of where they are in certain situations, regardless if they're in a pack or not. Human error often defines these types of species as something of livestock kill. Farmers, different types of people who are harvesting animals are pried upon by these golden jackals. Nonetheless, their endangerment rate is nothing to be worried about. They're much more dominant in packs, as I said, as they roam the wild. They're very consistent in their ways of hunting, and they could be easily tamed regardless of how hostile they may seem.
The white rhinoceros is a herbivorous mammal. It is the largest rhino species. It can weigh up to 5,000 pounds and can live up to 40 to 50 years. They are mostly solitary animals, but mothers and their offspring form groups called a crash. Adults have no natural predators, and their only threat is poachers and humans. The white rhinoceros usually spends its days grazing. They soak themselves in mud to use as a natural protection against the sun and insects. Their horns are made of keratin, and they use their horns to protect themselves, to dig for water, and to break branches. They are also near threatened towards extinction.
So the African elephant is a herbivorous mammal. They can live up to 70 years of age in the wild. They weigh between 2.5 and 7 tons as adults, and they stand between 8.2 and 13 feet tall at their shoulders. They eat grasses, fruits, and roots, and bark, and they're considered keystone species in the tropical dry forest of Africa. They're also considered vulnerable on the IUCN Red List of Threatened Species, and they are still on the way to extinction. So, African elephants live in matriarchal herds, which means that they are female dominated, and they also have calves in their herds. And then the male bulls often roam independently or in smaller all male herds. And African elephants don't really have a lot of predators, but lions, hyenas, and crocodiles are known to attack African elephants, but it's often hard for them to actually take down an elephant, especially when they're in herds. And then elephants have a huge impact on their environment since they're considered keystone species. And during the dry season, they can dig watering holes, which allows other animals to have more access to water during the dry season. They also trample trees and bushes, which kind of create paths for smaller animals to move through the forest. And they spread seeds through their feces, and they also uproot saplings, which creates a large area for zebras to roam around. So, the biggest threat to African elephants are actually humans. Before poachers, African elephants had a population of about 26 million at their height. And by the 20th century, the population was about 10 million. And by 1970, the population was 1.3 million. And currently, today, there are only 400,000 wild African elephants.
Here we have species interactions. African elephants are known to roam the forest, trampling and flattening trees and bushes which create pathways for themselves and other animals that roam the forest floors. They also tend to dig holes as a source of water during the dry season for themselves and other animals that may need it. The golden jackal and African wild dog come from the Candidae family, and both play important roles in the ecosystem by eliminating weak or unhealthy prey to maintain a natural balance. Thank you very much. That is all.